Hi, this is Wishop. This is your full moon reading for January 23rd, the full moon in Leo, going until the next full moon. I should really date them that way, and I probably will going forward. I'm re-recording this because the first time I spoke so quickly, trying to explain so much about why the astrology is so fascinating to me. I'm not a professional astrologer, but right now there's some really interesting stuff happening. But I talked so much about that there ended up being things about the cards that maybe I'd like to say as well. So I decided to re-record it, cut the astrology part way down, and tell you, please find great astrologers. There are so many of them on YouTube, and look up some of the really interesting stuff for this full moon. I'll hit just the highlights. Pluto is conjunct Mercury in Capricorn. Mercury, as you may know, is retrograde. It's coming out of retrograde in the next few days, but it's still going to be conjunct Pluto. That means our closest, fastest planet to the sun is looking at tangible, concrete goals, power, organizations, as is the furthest, slowest planet, the powerhouse of Pluto. So we're getting this intense focus on organizations and goals and questions of power and leadership. At the same time, the sun is hitting Aquarius, which is high-minded and humanitarian in the extreme. And we also have the beautiful full moon in Leo, which is creative and expansive and enthusiastic. But tomorrow, the 22nd, because I'm recording this on the 21st, the 22nd of January, we have Jupiter retrograde in Virgo at 22 degrees. And it is conjunct the North Node in Virgo, which is also at 22 degrees. And I was just saying that, and I noticed it's at 2:22 on the video as I'm talking about the 22s of it all. 22, as you may know in Lenormand, is the path or the roads, so it's choices. It's also things held in balance. The 22nd card of the tarot, if you call it the 22nd, it's the one without a number, it's the Fool card. In this deck, which I'm using today, it's the Wanderer. This is the Wildwood Tarot. So again, we have this Leo new beginnings feeling, but because we can think of the Fool as also a young card, Leo is sort of the classic fifth house, which can not only focus on creative projects, but children. So it could be children, it can be anything that you're bringing forth out of this great, fertile creativity. Now, as I said, with the sun in Aquarius and this look from Jupiter and the North Node at this Virgoan energy of service, of healing, of prudent, responsible care and well-being, and with this other focus in the rest of the planets on of Capricorn, of power, and then with Uranus now direct in Aries, ready to like highlight things with out of the blue sort of lightning. I just think there could be some revelations in the public sphere of organizations or leaders who, and it could be huge, it could be small, it could be in your local world, but organizations or leaders who might not have had a selfless approach to the goals of the organization, and instead have been using it to kind of feather their own nests instead of doing good. But the sun in Aquarius is not having it. And Jupiter retrograde in Virgo is perfectly willing to clean out closets for a good reason and to really build the health from within. If there are structures in your life or in your world that have become corrupted from within, this energy right now is all about bringing them forward in new, vibrant health. And with 22 being the number of the master builder, but also a number of universal love and expansion on that, it's really a time that I think a lot of us are going to build the collective into a much more beautiful place, but we're going to do it one individual, unique heart at a time. So rather than trying to coerce anybody to be more loving, do this, do that, we're going to be that in whatever way in our own lives speaks to us. And that is going to create changes. It's a lead by example energy of 9, the Hermit, which is the year that we're in. So anyway, these cards that I pulled from Lenormand, it totally reinforced that message. We've got the sun. Could it be any more beautiful in Leo 9? We have the garden, which is about the public spaces in which we live and operate. We have the cat, which in the retro deck is a bonus card. And you can think of it as a wild card, right? So we get that same unexpected, exciting energy. And in the retro Lenormand deck, the cat, which does happen to have a cat and a full moon, which fits in with Leo beautifully, is about independence. It's about setting boundaries and doing your own thing, having that independent feline spirit. So here is really a time to be brave about going into the public sphere and saying, this is who I am. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm making my own life a more beautiful place by being true to who I am and to the things I want, by setting my goals based on what I value most. Virgo is excellent at ongoing responsibilities. So what may have happened over the last while is that you've gotten rid of ongoing responsibilities that were too taxing. They just took too much out of you. And you've made sure that the ongoing responsibilities that you've kept are the ones you really care about. And Virgo is great about juggling ongoing responsibilities and getting it handled. So what that means is if you're now able to handle ongoing responsibilities in a way that maybe you weren't before, it leaves you the free time to focus on passions, but not every single one you can possibly ever think of. It's going to be one or two things, and they're probably going to start close to home, close to your soul, close to your house, close to your family, close to the things that matter to you. And from there, they're going to be magnified. And the planetary energies are really all about that. Small is the new global. So you're going to do it in the microcosm, and it's going to be magnified out to the macrocosm in a big way, and in a wonderful way, because as you improve the quality of your own life and your own energy, as it's magnified out, it improves the world for everybody. And then they start wanting to improve the quality of their energy, and so on and so on. It's a virtuous cycle. Anyway, I loved getting these cards. The garden really speaks about the way that we operate in community with each other. So there is definitely stuff about this community spirit, but it's not about being cookie cutter. It's not about finding false consensus. This is about letting your own light shine, and through doing that, gaining real appreciation for the way that other unique souls let their lights shine. So moving on to the Oracle and the Tarot card, I got this one from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, which is Softly, Softly, the Tender Touch. And this is really a card about the divine feminine, about the feminine wisdom of, allowing and nurturing. And so this really continues last month's full moon reading of mothering energy. And that, of course, also goes with this forward energy, this movement in Virgo that we're seeing right now. And next month's full moon will be in Virgo. So whatever we're sort of building with this energy now, we're going to be seeing the results of next month. The card that I got from the Wildwood Tarot was the Three of Bows, fulfillment, and it's in reverse. So often we think of the Three of Wands, for example, as the ship coming in card, and this one is called fulfillment. Now what's interesting to me is this one has the figure with the twined snakes or dragons, and they're the red and the white, and they sort of symbol heaven and earth, if you will, the male and female, the divine masculine and feminine, and they are twined in balance. Right here, they're not in balance. We're not quite there yet. But I think that is an indication that if we take the sort of feminine power of the moon and we combine it with the creative boldness of Leo, we really get that kind of beautiful balance that allows for enthusiastic direction. And we use that power of Capricorn to make concrete goals. Venus is currently in Sagittarius, and it's fantastic. But Venus is moving into Capricorn. So she's going to go in there, and then you will get a chance to take a closer look and say, are my goals beautiful? Are my goals loving enough? And the North Node in Virgo is going to help that as well. So just make sure that not only are your goals beautiful and loving to the world at large, but that they're very beautiful and loving to yourself and to the people and things closest to you, because that is going to be the best way to start the ripples right now. But I want to reiterate something that's been coming up in private readings, which is that the direction of progress right now seems to be downhill. If things are too hard, if you have to push the boulder uphill, you really need to examine whether or not that's truly the direction that you feel called to go. If there suddenly opens up to you a downhill sloping path that looks like it's the direction of joy, then that's really the direction to go. So I think that's all I have to say at the moment. I want to thank you for watching and subscribing. I'll put more information about the foundation cards for the deck in the description below. And if you like the video, and only if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful full moon in Leo that is full of fun and joy and excitement. And I suppose I should mention just one more time, if you're making concrete plans from Capricorn as your sort of big going forward plans, they may end up having to do with things like Leo. So it could be things like new family, adopting a new pet. It could be things like athletics or sports. Maybe you're taking up a new workout regime, some sort of training. You're going to get involved in some sort of expansion that is available as a business for other people. And if these are ongoing things like a child and a pet and training, these are obviously all ongoing responsibilities. Those are extremely well favored right now. So forget any sort of, New Year's resolutions or whatever you may have started or not. Now is the time to really put those things forward, because you just have so much support for them right now, especially if you're doing them in a really sort of loving way. So, okay, I promise that's it. Rock on with your bad selves. Talk to you next time. Bye.